Rebecca is with us. Rebecca is in Indianapolis. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm the CFO of a small business, and I would like to know how Ramsey or other businesses that you know are determining what fair pay is now, considering the recent inflation. Most businesses can't afford to just do a sweeping 8% payroll increase across the board. And even if they can, it doesn't mean that that increase is appropriate for all the roles, but employees and managers don't really want to hear that. So I'm just curious what other people are doing.
Well, to start with, I would reset the table on the people that work for you. Okay? People at Ramsey hear me say regularly, your raise is effective when you are. We have never given an inflation raise in the history of this company, nor will we. Okay? Well, you are paid for based on two things inside of our company. You are paid what the position pays in the marketplace. And that's fair, and that's right. And truthfully, anybody that's got a job out there, you're paid what you can be replaced for, with rare exceptions. No one pays you twice what you can be replaced for. They pay you what you can be replaced for. That's cold, hard facts. I know it's mean. I know it's nasty, but welcome to adult land. Okay? You get paid what you can be replaced for, number one. Number two, part of what affects what you can be replaced for is how good at what you are at what you do, how excellent you are at what you do. And that makes it harder to replace you. And so excellence and killing it and dragging it home, when you're adding value to an organization, they want to add value to your paycheck. And so we are adjusting our comp around here, and we've had some pretty dramatic upward adjustments in some categories based on what that position pays in the marketplace. Because the cost to hire a project manager, the cost to hire a Dev 2, a Dev 3 developer that writes code, a cost to hire an administrative assistant has gone up pretty dramatically in the last 24 months. More than any 24-month I remember in 30 years of doing business. Okay? And Ken, you've seen this in the career data. Yeah. So the first thing you need to do is keep a comp study going and really know what each position, what you'd have to pay if you were going to replace that person, because the marketplace is now, if you are a Dev 2, you can demand X. And if you're a senior level software engineer, you're six figures plus, maybe 200,000 plus. And so that's what you can get somewhere else. And so if I don't pay you that, you're going to leave and go take that. And so that's the way the business is you do that. Now, but that doesn't mean we give everybody 8% raises because the news says inflation went up 8%. You can't afford to do that, number one. Number two, it's not fair. Number three, it doesn't make sense from a business perspective. No. From a business perspective, as the CFO, your job in hiring is to get a rate of return on every dollar of payroll. And that's based on their productivity, not based on inflation.
That's right. And I want to add in really quick, Rebecca, listen, to help, and by the way, you need to communicate this, but the reality is let's play this out. They think that they should get a bump for inflation, so if we play that reasoning out, that means you take it away as soon as inflation begins to subside, and they wouldn't be cool with that either. So compensation is never built on and should not be built on inflationary pressures in the economy. It's about profit and loss, and as Dave said, value, and it's the marketplace does set the bar. The marketplace does. And so I would tell you this is not a compensation or inflation issue. What you have is a leadership issue, and this is hard, but you've got to communicate this properly to your team. And one of the ways that you need to do this is I would really engage with Smart Dollar. Ramsey Solutions, there's nothing comes close to what we offer the business marketplace in helping their employees get control of their finances like we do with individuals on this show. Every day, we help business leaders help their team get financial peace in the form of Smart Dollar, and it's one of the most sought-after benefits throughout the nation. And I've been on Fox Business News with Maria Bartiromo talking about this. This is one of the greatest benefits that leaders can offer in a time like this, because here's what we know. everybody that works, and I'm speaking as an employee, a team member of Ramsey Solutions right now, every one of us has all the tools that we need to adjust our lifestyle, our budget, to the inflationary pressures. It's called a budget. It's called financial peace. And I think that's what you need to invest in them, because this is going to not only help them deal with the increased cost in gas and groceries, just using two buckets that are real right now. It's a real stressor. But if we can help them manage their day-to-day budget, their monthly budget, and win in the now, you're also setting them up to win in the future. They're going to stay with you a long time. So I think Smart Dollar and leading your team through how to handle their money in times like this, to where inflation, yeah, it sucks, but it's not rocking our world.
Well, and here's the thing. We share profits with our team.
That's correct.
We have a profit-sharing program. And so Ramsey family does not take all the money and put it in our bank account. When there's profits, we share it with the team. The systematic process that we use to do that, we did it since we were a little bitty company. And so we believe in sharing. But we've never paid someone based on what it cost what a gallon of gas cost. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be paid on that.
No.
Because at one minute it's $5, another time it's $2.
Yeah.
And you want me to cut your pay?
It's a roller coaster.
In half? You want me to cut your pay in half?
It makes no sense.
We're using the gas pump index to set your pay this month. That'd be popular.
Yeah.
Right? And so we don't pay based on what the costs are at the grocery store. But here's the weird thing, okay? All of these inflationary things have driven up wages.
That is good.
In almost every category.
That's right.
And, guess what? That adds to inflation, because almost every good or service you buy has built into the cost of it payroll.
Yeah.
And so you buy a loaf of bread, it's not just the cost of the wheat.
That's right.
Or the plastic around it. Yeah. It's the cost of the guy who baked it, the guy who delivered it, the gas prices that delivered it, the gal who set it on the shelf, whoever it was, right? So labor, fuel. Oh, there's some wheat in there. And there's your bread, right?
That's right.
And so all the increase, labor went from $10 an hour to $20 an hour all of a sudden. Yeah. And guess what? That shows up in your loaf of bread.
Yes.
And so, but also that means that the guy buying the loaf of bread went from $10 to $20 an hour, because that's what it takes to get to hire somebody in entry-level positions these days. So I don't have any of those positions. But all of our positions, just about every category we have, our comp studies, we've seen tremendous increases, not based on inflation, but based on what it takes to hire someone into that position. And then that becomes an element of inflation with trickle-down economics. For those of you that don't know what that means, this is The Ramsey Show.